Welcome to episode 4 of What is Climate Change and What Can I Do About It series. In this episode I wanted to talk about what's called the global warming potential in the context of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. In the last episode I talked about the carbon cycle, but there are 6 other greenhouse gases that account in calculating how much greenhouse gas is going into the atmosphere, and 2 of them naturally occurring like methane and nitrous oxide, and 4 others human-made gases made and manufactured since the end of the Second World War. Now the thing is that with these other gases there's a variation between them in how good they are at being greenhouse gases. Like, how good are they at trapping this heat and then pushing it back out again? You know, and so then they go, boy, okay, so we had 1 ton of methane emissions and we had 1 ton of carbon dioxide emissions. What's the difference? I mean, how do you measure that impact? So what they said is, what we'll do, we'll take 1 ton of carbon dioxide and we'll call that 1 ton of carbon dioxide equivalent. So that will be the measure. So now let's put that measure in the context of methane. So in other words, let's measure how effective is carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas compared to methane. So because the landfill just had an emission of 1 ton of methane, is that the same as an emission of 1 ton of carbon dioxide? How do we do that? So they said we'll have 1 ton equivalent, and then we'll say, now we'll work on methane. We'll look at methane. How good is it as a greenhouse gas at trapping this heat? How effective is it? And lo and behold, by the measure they used, they figured it out that if you release 1 ton of methane into the atmosphere, it is the same as releasing, in terms of impact, it's the same as releasing 25 tons of carbon dioxide. So in other words, 1 ton of methane is equivalent to 25 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. So everything is then reduced to a common measure. And if we go to nitrous oxide, that's 310. So 1 ton of nitrous oxide is emitted in the atmosphere is equivalent to 310 tons of carbon dioxide. So it is 310 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent is its measure.